Hi guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. Now this is regarding Alexis Sanchez now from Arsenal, because we know City have been emerged as a front runners to go on and get Alexis Sanchez, but reportedly City are prepared to wait until next summer to go on and get in on a free transfer, obviously when Sanchez is out of contract with Arsenal Football Club. So reportedly now we know there's been a catalogue of teams that's reportedly being interested in Alexis Sanchez. We know Germain has been quite a few teams interested. In general, there's been quite a lot of teams interested in getting the pursuit of Alexis Sanchez. But as I said, Arsenal would rather cash in for Sanchez rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. And reportedly, we know Arsenal have had quite a few, targets, Arsenal have been trying to find replacements for Alexis Sanchez. We all know. We know Jax has been on the radar. Lamar was the main prize target in August, didn't get a deal over the line. And Arsenal have had quite a few players, to replace likes of Sanchez and, the likes of Mesut Ozil as well. But reportedly PSG, who invested a lot of money in the August window, they got the deal for Neymar and Mbappe that are playing absolutely fantastic for them. They've obviously got Cavani in there as well of Paris Saint-Germain. And reportedly now PSG have reportedly re-showed their interest in Alexis Sanchez. But if they could possibly fight Manchester City over this, PSG should make a move in the January transfer window. And I think Sanchez could be available for £20-30 million in the January transfer window. Reportedly, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain have approached Sanchez's representatives. So PSG have been in contact with Sanchez's representatives over this, but he could be keen. I think he's still keen on making a move to Manchester City, but either way, Manchester City, PSG, because both teams spent a lot of money. PSG have spent a hell of a lot of money, and both teams are in Champions League football, and this is what basically Sanchez demanded that he wanted back in the August window, because Arsenal are obviously, in the Europa League, plus PSG are doing well this season, the top of the league in France. Plus, they've scored in the Champions League group stage. They've scored a record 24 goals in their first 5 Champions League group stage matches. PSG have scored 24 goals, so that is a current record. Also won, I think, was it 7-1 against Celtic yesterday night as well, Paris Saint-Germain. But yeah, reportedly they've re-showed their interest, Paris Saint-Germain. But I think, during the August window, reportedly that Sanchez was demanding a higher wage increase from Paris Saint-Germain of around £500,000 a week, was it? Because he approached Paris Saint-Germain quite a few times. And reportedly, also Sanchez was demanding a higher wage increase from Arsenal as well. And we know, I think, he's still keen he wants to reunite with Pep Guardiola, because, Pep Guardiola and Sanchez, were fantastic together at Barcelona. This is Sanchez's 4th season now in the process with Arsenal Football Club. He's completed 3 fantastic seasons, made over a century appearances for Arsenal Football Club, but his versatility is very, very good, very attacking, very distinctive in his play, puts a lot of effort in. He's a fantastic number 7. Is like Sanchez, but considering the amount of money PSG have spent, they're still looking to add further more ranks into their team. But if Sanchez was to arrive at PSG, that could end Julian Draxler's time at Paris Saint-Germain. But Draxler's only been at Paris Saint-Germain since January, but reportedly it has confirmed basically that Arsenal have potentially been in negotiation with Paris Saint-Germain over potentially Arsenal making a loan move for Julian Draxler, because PSG may not want to lose him fully, due to that they only purchased him in January from Wolfsburg for £42 million. But as I said, Julian Draxler, he's surplus 2 requirements now at PSG. With Mbappe there, with Neymar there, and also Cavani there, and when Sanchez if Sanchez is to go to PSG, that would surplus 2 requirements. That Draxler then would be surplus 2 requirements even more at Paris Saint-Germain. But very, very good, highly experienced player, Julian Draxler. Good with both feet, strong, quick, good in the air. And I said, he was fantastic in his Schalke years, made his debut at just the age of 17 years of age for Schalke, played 171 games there, scored 30 goals. He was there quite a few years, went to Wolfsburg a couple of years, then Paris Saint-Germain had bought him for £42 million. In the Confederations Cup, fantastic, was voted the best player in the Confederations Cup, Julian Draxler. Also reached Euro 2016 semi-final, and also was part of the squad with Germany, who won 2014 World Cup as well, so he's fantastic for Germany. And I think Arsenal have been in negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain over Arsenal making a potential move for him. It's also said Liverpool have reportedly had an interest in Draxler as well. But yeah, as I was saying, PSG have re-entered the race. Sanchez won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal Football Club. But I think he wants to elevate at a higher level. You know, play amongst better players. And this is first time in 2 decades. Arsenal have not had Champions League football, as we all know. But yeah, as I said, there's been quite a lot of teams interested in Alexis Sanchez. But as I said, City, you know, could still may go for him in January, but they are prepared to wait until next summer when he becomes a free transfer. But PSG want him in the race. They could potentially make a move for him in January as well. But as I said, Arsenal, you know, don't forget, could have cashed 50, 60 million pound in for Sanchez right near the end of the window. But this is what City put in. But initially, you know, Arsenal couldn't find that replacement. This is why Sanchez never made the move. This is why it didn't happen. We know there were talks of, you know, Raheem Sterling as part of the deal, you know, Sanchez to City, Sterling to Arsenal, Arsenal were keen on the swap deal, Sterling Sanchez, but obviously City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Raheem Sterling as part of the deal. There were talks about that back in August, but it never got materialised because City were not willing to offload Raheem Sterling as part of the deal. And we know Arsenal's main price target basically, you know, was Thomas Lemar. As we all know, basically, you know, Thomas Lemar, Monaco were reluctant and were resisted to basically offload Thomas Lemar due to, you know, the amount of money that Monaco had spent on players last season. The amount of money that Monaco generated for the departure of their players back in August. But I think Lamar's still under contract till 2019 or till 2020. You know, attacking mid. You know, his versatility is very, very good. He's Thomas Lamar's as well. And we know he's an ex-champ player where he made 32 appearances. Monaco paid just over 3 million for him. And he made his international debut in 2016 France. Now he's stepped up. He's very, very good for France. And I think the president of Monaco did confirm he's likely to leave Monaco next summer, but I'm not sure if Arsenal are actually, you know, going to re-show their interest in him. Liverpool could still re-show their interest in him, as I said. They could find him Lemar a suitable replacement for Coutinho, but also Liverpool could find Draxler as a suitable replacement for Coutinho as well. But yeah, Arsenal desperate to find replacements for Sanchez. Lemar was the main target in August. Monaco turned 2 bids down from Arsenal. Monaco turned 2 bids down from Liverpool, as we all know. But Arsenal were preparing to pay a club record fee for Lemar of £92 million, but right at the end of the window back in August, but never had materialised. But yeah, PSG now back in the race for Alexis Sanchez. You know, the Chilean, very, very good, made his international debut in 2006. You know, he's also had experience playing in Italy. You know, he's played with River Plate, he's played with Coca-Cola. As Alexis Sanchez during his Barcelona days was fantastic, you know. Scored 21 goals in his last season with Barcelona as well. Did Sanchez, but I do think he's going to leave, definitely, whether it's going to be in January or on a free next summer. But the press had actually reported the other week, basically, that Arsenal had found their replacement. He hasn't said much about it since. He said the other week that Arsenal found their replacement for Sanchez and for Ozil. It did mention Nabil Fekir from Lyon, as I did update you the other week when it said in the press, he's a forward. He can play as attacking mid, he can play as a forward, can Nabil Fekir as well. And obviously, he did say Arsenal were closing on a deal of £60 million for Nabil Fekir. And Arsenal did, and that's a club record fee because Arsenal did pay £52 million for Lacazette back in the August window as well. And, you know, Nabil Fekir may be keen on reuniting with Lacazette as well. But it did say Arsenal were closing on a deal for the player. He's a Lyon player. He got promoted into the senior team in 2013, made his international day in 2013, and he reasoned up the Lyon youth system fantastically well. Did the players well. He become more of a regular in Lyon's team in his second season, as we all know, where he scored 13 goals and 9 assists. And during the 2015-16 period, he'd been injured quite a lot, so he didn't feature the current player. Last season, he scored 10 goals and 10 assists, and this season he's doing very, very well for Lyon as well. But potentially, you know, it said Arsenal were closing on a deal for him of £60 million the other week. as well. But as I'm saying about Mesut Ozil, he's another player that's coming to an end of his deal with Arsenal Football Club, so Arsenal are prepared to lose him as well. It looks likely, Arsenal are trying to find a January buyer for Mesut Ozil. It did say basically that Arsenal, I think, are willing to offload him for around 20-30 million pound in the January transfer window, because it came out in the press the other day that Ozil had reportedly actually been given permission to leave Arsenal in the January transfer window, and it did confirm basically that actually reports were stemming from Spain. Reportedly, this is reports stemming from Spain, that reportedly Barcelona had agreed a deal to sign Mesut Ozil, but reportedly it had come out in the press saying that the Arsenal director and the Arsenal board had currently stalled the move. They'd stalled the move, and it says the move was in doubt because the Arsenal director had stalled it. But it did say that Barcelona had agreed a deal to sign Mesut Ozil, because Mesut Ozil, there's been quite a few teams linked with him. Manchester United, obviously we know Ozil's been on our radar for quite a long time. We also know he's another player, that's been demanding a higher wage increase from Arsenal Football Club, and we know that the contract talks have stalled, as we all know. Arsenal been in the process of trying to secure a new deal. Well, a while back, couldn't sign him a new deal, and what else was said, and and I think he's keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho says he's a very, very good number 10. Mesut Ozil, I'd like Mesut Ozil at United, to be honest, can create chances, can provide assists as well. Can Mesut Ozil, got experience playing in Germany, he was in the Bundesliga for 5 years as well, was Mesut Ozil, as we all know, but he's made over century appearances now for Arsenal Football Club. As I said, there were talks, that Schalke were interested in him. That's why he was up the youth system with Schalke and Mesut Ozil. Arsenal paid £42 million for him from Real Madrid back in 2013. So this is his 5th season now in the process with Arsenal. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, I did reportedly tell teammates that I did want to join Man United, and he did say the couple of weeks ago in the press that he was demanding to wear Jack Wilshere's number 10 shirt was Ozil. So basically, he said, I want to play more of an attacking role, to get that number, for him to basically have any chance of signing a new deal with Arsenal Football Club, as I said. But he could be still available in the January. Yeah, he's available in the January transfer window, obviously, because he has been given permission to leave. But he has confirmed that Ozil's agent had been in discussions with Barcelona. So Barcelona have approached the player in the process, but Mourinho may be keen on reuniting with Ozil, after they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. Very, very good player indeed, and I'd like him at Manchester United, but as I said, any number 10, that comes in at United or can play in at number 10, that maybe then could see Mkhitaryan's career maybe in doubt at Manchester United, probably maybe over at Manchester United, because Mkhitaryan, did well early on this season, he provided 5 assists, but very, very poor, recently, as Mkhitaryan hasn't been in the best of forms for United, especially hasn't been in the best of forms as Mkhitaryan, but overall he is a very, very good player, because he can play number 10, Mata can play number 10 as well. And then you've got what we're going to say now, and then you've got as I said with the Ozil situation, because obviously, yes, Barcelona are interested in him. Barcelona have got quite a few players as alternatives. I still think, Barcelona's main priority target is Philippe Coutinho, as I've said on numerous occasions. Philippe Coutinho, as we all know, still under contract Liverpool 2022, hasn't been the best this season, due to injuries that he's suffered quite a few times. This season can play attacking mid, can play on the left, can Philippe Coutinho as well. Liverpool paid £8.5 million for him from Inter Milan. This is his 5th season now in the process with Liverpool. He's Philippe Coutinho. He's become one of the most creative, agile midfielders. Very, very fantastic prospect is Philippe Coutinho. But as I said, Barcelona have been in contact with Liverpool during the August window. Barcelona put 3 bids in for him, and Liverpool had had obviously, turned this down for. Liverpool had turned this down from Barcelona, and it did actually say Barcelona are planning, to put a new bid in the January window. It said Barcelona the other week in the press are planning to put £106 million in for Coutinho in January, but obviously Barcelona didn't get a deal over line in August due to Liverpool owners, and the Liverpool board were not willing to accept any bids from Barcelona whatsoever. And obviously, I think, as I said, Liverpool, should have cashed the money in, and they'd have been able to get a few of their targets, that they missed out on. Liverpool could still be rather interested in Virgil van Dijk in the January window. He could leave Southampton in January. As I said, Liverpool ended the interest back in June due to an illegal approach, as we all know, for Van Dijk. But I still think Liverpool need to strengthen up defensively, and that was Liverpool's main prize target was Van Dijk, and Liverpool were prepared to pay up to £70 million. Southampton only paid £13 million for him from Celtic. And I think Van Dijk was keen on the move, but Southampton were reluctant and were resisted to actually offload the player as well. But for me, Coutinho, he could leave in January. As I said, it's also mentioned Paris Saint-Germain have also been interested in him as well. Maybe Neymar would want to see him there because obviously the teammates, Neymar and Philippe Coutinho. But I think Liverpool value the player around 130 odd million pound. If I'm correct, to value a player around 130 odd million pound as well. And Coutinho's got experience of also, playing in Spain. He's made over century appearances now, since he's been in the Premier League, with Liverpool Football Club. But I think Luis Suarez would want to see Coutinho at Barcelona because obviously you're playing amongst better players, elevate to a higher level and, win silverware. And with Liverpool, Coutinho's not going to be doing this. But I think Barcelona, I find their pursuit of Coutinho frustrating. This is why they've weighed other options up in case they do not get Philippe Coutinho Barcelona, but he has been heavily linked with a move to Barcelona. It did confirm the other week, actually, that Coutinho had been house hunting in Spain as well. But yeah. But also to update you on, as I did give you a bit of news yesterday, what didn't I, about Griezmann and about Paulo Dybala. I said both players are very, very good, but I said who would you prefer at Manchester United, Paulo Dybala or Antoine Griezmann? It did actually say, he did actually say about Paulo Dybala yesterday in the press. He said this could be at Juventus. Paulo Dybala come out and said he's actually admitted this could be his last season with Juventus, and this is what Paulo Dybala admitted. He said this could be his last season with Juventus, and he's been in regular contact with Paul Pogba because I think they are close together. But he has admitted as Paulo Dybala this could be his last season with Juventus, so he's unsure where his long-term future lies ahead of him, Paulo Dybala. But he did say if he is to leave Juventus, Man United and Ed Woodward are planning to put a staggering £155 million in for Paulo Dybala, because obviously our club record fee at the moment is Paul Pogba, because we paid £89 million for him. Paul Pogba suffered quite a few injuries since coming United, but obviously, Paulo Dybala used to play with Paul Pogba at Juventus. Obviously, when Pogba was at Juventus, we know Paulo Dybala, signed a new deal with Juventus back in April, as we all know as well. There were talks about this back in September. It's also said Barcelona have reportedly been interested in Paulo Dybala from Juventus as well. He scored 42 Serie A goals as Paulo Dybala, and he scored 42 Serie A goals as Paulo Dybala. He's an ex-Palmeiras player, joined them in 2012, was there about 3 years, did well for them. And this is his third season now in the process of Juventus, and he won the cup, won the league and cup double in his first season with Juventus as well. But he can play attacking mid. He can also play as a forward as well, can Paulo Dybala, because he's strong, he's quick, he's good at physical going around defenders. He can beat defenders as well. Can Paulo Dybala as well, skillful, tenacious. Very, very good player, Paulo Dybala. Very, very good attacking instincts. Got a good attacking instinct about him. I think his defensive distribution is very, very good. Very good at holding onto the ball. And I'd like him at Manchester United. And he did admit yesterday as well that he misses Paul Pogba, does Paulo Dybala. He misses Dani Alves as well, because obviously Juventus in the last couple of years lost quite a few of their key players. Juventus lost, who did they lose? They lost Matuidi. Not Matuidi, sorry, not Matuidi. They got Matuidi, didn't they? They lost Dani Alves, Benucci, lost Vidal as well, lost Paul Pogba. So Juventus has lost quite a few key players. So maybe Juventus are not willing to offload Paulo Dybala, but he is a fantastic player, as I said. So Man United could actually make a move for him if he does leave Juventus this season. But he admits he hasn't guaranteed he's going to leave, but he said he could leave. This is what Paulo Dybala, admitted. But yeah, he's also been on Barcelona's agenda, as we all know. And as we saw with the press yesterday, what it reported about Antoine Griezmann, in the press yesterday, basically, that did say Griezmann admitted that the Manchester United move, basically is still a possibility. And this is what Antoine Griezmann had admitted in the current process. Man United move still a possibility. He said one thing could still potentially stop him, because he actually confirmed the other week that reportedly, Manchester City had actually, been in talks with Atletico Madrid over making a potential move. It also said Pep Guardiola had been in talks with Antoine Griezmann as well. But reportedly, it did say in the press, I think was it about a week ago, it said in the press that reportedly reports were actually stemming from France and Spain that basically Griezmann had agreed a deal to join Barcelona in principle, and it said Barcelona had agreed a deal in principle to sign Antoine Griezmann. But Antoine Griezmann has said basically the Manchester United move is still a possibility. He's got a lot of experience of being in Spain, so it would be good to see Griezmann could experience the Premier League. This is 4th season now of Atletico Madrid, but the reason Manchester United didn't get a deal over the line for Griezmann back in August was due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, as we all know. And he did estimate 6 out of 10 chance, Griezmann. He did estimate 6 out of 10 that he was going to be making the move to Old Trafford, did Griezmann as well. And yeah, I think he's got a release clauses around 86. I think it's around 89 million pound. His Griezmann release clause. As I said, he's still under contract, I think, till 2021 and 2022 as well. But it did say actually, in the press, was it yesterday sometime, about Antoine Griezmann, that Man United, are potentially willing to make a move for Griezmann to actually replace Henrik Mkhitaryan. So it's saying Griezmann wants to come, he could actually play in that advanced number 10 role, basically, where Mkhitaryan plays and where Juan Mata can play as well. But that could then see Mkhitaryan's career end, if Griezmann wants to fulfill that number 10. We know he's a good number 7. We know he can also play as a number 7. And obviously Manchester United, have still got a number 7 vacant, as we all know. And that I said, from Kirsch's point of view, wouldn't want to keep it vacant. But Griezmann's a very, very good player, versatility, very, very good, skillful, good on the ball, good in the air as well, skillful, as we all know, and just a fantastic world-class striker. And very, very good in Euro 2016, very, very good for France. Helped France get to the quarterfinals in 2014. Risen up the ranks for Real Sociedad, as I said, very, very good in his Real Sociedad days as well. And Man United have approached here Griezmann's representatives, as we all know. But yeah, we need someone like Griezmann in our team, because there's still improvements needed in the Man United squad. We still definitely need a creative winger, as we all know, in the current process. And the board have made it clear to Mourinho, basically, he has to sell, before they can buy in this window, in the January window, should I say. And it did say the other week in the press that Man United are willing to put £136 million in. This is what Ed Woodward were planning also with Bale and for Bale and Griezmann. But we still need a winger. Mourinho's looked into quite a few wingers, as we all know, because there's still improvements needed in the team. Majority of this season we've done well. We've scored 27 goals in the Premier League this season, 10 goals in the Champions League. We haven't conceded that many, but considering the poor performance yesterday night at Basel, it was a poor performance. The first half was a dominant performance. The second half, was a poor performance, because Basel had come out. The fans started getting behind Basel. They started growing into the game, and they had a lot of chances in the second half. And unfortunately for us, we conceded right late on through Michael Lang, and that ball shouldn't have really happened, because Blind really should have done better with it, but Michael Lang finished it at the far post. But I thought the first half, Pogba was fantastic in the midfield. He dominated the midfield. Did Paul Pogba? He was fantastic in the midfield, because obviously we saw him. He's back from injury now. Rojo's back from injury. Rojo played his first game. Since it's he had a long-term injury, but played his first game. Since the Anderlecht game last season back in April. Rojo did actually fantastic. I thought Blind was poor. I thought his crossing was woeful. I thought Diamond's crossing was woeful as well, because obviously Blind was playing at the centre back, Diamond was playing at the right back. They were woeful. I thought Martial did alright as well. He had a few decent opportunities. I think he hit the bar. I think he also had a chance where he tried to keep, and Basel goalkeeper saved it. What else? I thought, yeah, Fellaini could have had a hat-trick. Fellaini had quite a few decent opportunities for us as well, especially in the first half. So we should have been 1-2-0 ahead at least in the first half, amount of chances we had. We're passing the ball very, very well, and we dominated, in terms of possession as well, especially we dominated the game in the first half. Basel really couldn't get a foothold in the game, and then didn't get that goal in the first half, basically. We also had a chance I think we had a chance too from Lukaku as well. In the second half, Basel just come out all guns blazing. Especially, Manchester United did concede a lot of free kicks as well. We give a lot of free kicks to Basel in the second half, and they had a lot of dangerous set pieces to Basel, and they really, really mounted the pressure up in the second half. And we looked very unnecessary at the back at times in the second half. Quite a few individual mistakes. And we just wasn't getting the ball forward enough in the second half. Wasn't pressing high enough. It was Basel doing all the pressing. And, it come for them in the end. Basel, they got the result in the end. And I think in the second half, I can remember Man United having a chance through Rashford, where he'd come on and hit the side netting. Ibrahimovic come on in the second half. Matic come on in the second half. But overall, in the second half, got to be honest, it was a very, very poor performance from Manchester United. And we fully deserved to lose. We fully deserve to lose, based on our second half performance. But it's not really that bad because obviously we're still top of the group. We've got 12 points. We've won 4, we've lost 1 now. It's not that really disappointing. Well, it is disappointed to lose. Obviously, it's disappointing to always lose, but we only needed that point to qualify, and that's what went into that game thinking we only need to play for the point because that's all we need basically. But we've still got 1 game to go. I think we're still going to do it. We should be okay. We've still got 1 more game to go. We've got Moscow at home to play. That should be United win because we went over there and won 4, won comfortably. So I should think United could go. I should think United can win the home tie against CSKA Moscow to guarantee us Champions League knockout. To guarantee us the knockout to get us the knockout stages in February. But it was a disappointing result. But it does happen sometimes. So anyway, guys, that's everything to do today. So latest news is about PSG have re-entered the race for Alexis Sanchez. PSG have approached Sanchez's representatives and they've made contact in this situation. So PSG could make a move in January, and that could then see Draxler's PSG career end. So anyway, guys, it's everything to do today. Drop your comments, like, support on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.